really very good, but my left hand. This is my thumb, and here's my CMC. Yes? So far, we're in agreement? Okay. Whereas with most joints of the body, we can start in a 0 position. For example, we can put the elbow at 0. It's easy to measure on a goniometer. We always have to accept that this is our starting position for flexion and extension. Let's say that this angle is 30 degrees, because I've heard a lot of people in here measuring that to be around 30. That's with the thumb adducted into the palm of the hand and resting comfortably in its neutral position between flexion and extension. We have 30 degrees. If everybody extends their thumb a little bit from there, and we remeasure that angle, the full angle, because we're always measuring the angle from here. This is always our stationary arm, so we're remeasuring that full angle now. Say we get 50 degrees. Did we have 50 degrees of motion?
No.
How many degrees did we have?
20.
How did we get that figure?
Subtract.
You started 30 degrees ahead of 0 already.
Okay, so when we did extension, we subtracted because we had 30, now we have 50, we only moved 20 degrees. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
That's extension.
30 degrees at start.
The same rule applies for abduction. All we've done is go from here to here. Don't make me draw another picture. Okay? Same rule for abduction. For flexion, again, CMC, and we're starting with that same 30 degrees. If somebody is really stiff and doesn't move far, and they go through their full flexion range, and they go to there, it doesn't quite get to vertical. Now we have 10 degrees at that angle. How much did we move?
40.
We went from this starting position to here
Oh,
in
yeah.
flexion. How far did we move?
20.
20. However, if instead we have somebody who's got a lot of mobility, like with Nicole's example, and she went to there, now we're measuring, gosh, this picture is really bad. Now we're measuring the motion that occurred from the starting point. However, it's going to be only 10 degrees past neutral.
It's 40.
Yes. I see some people shaking their heads yes. Who's that make sense to so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have somebody without a lot of mobility, they don't get all the way to parallel or to vertical, you would in fact subtract. If it's somebody who makes it past this midpoint line, then you add. But consider the total motion rather than trying to memorize whether you're adding or subtracting. How far did it move?
My only confusion is if they can only get to 10 there and you're starting at 30, how can you start at 30 when somebody can only get to 10 in
They
the first
started
place?
at 30, they get to 10 coming down.
Down, okay.
So they have a stiff CMC. They're trying to go that way and they only are able to get to 10. They can't even get to 0.
Okay.
If that's still unclear, please ask us as we're walking around. We're going to spend 5 more minutes on the CMC before moving on.